Hello. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I know I'm here a little late. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, and we'll get started here in a moment. Lots and lots to talk about. Lots to talk about. I'll let you guys come on in. Welcome, everyone. Come on in. Tell a friend. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Hello. Yes, you can hear me? Okay, perfect. It's going to be a lot to unpack this evening. Wait for a few more of you guys to come in here. There's lots to unpack. Lots to unpack. Lots and lots to unpack. Give me a moment. Shout out your city, guys. Your country. I'm just in a state of gratitude, and I wanted to fill you guys with that same gratitude. Thank you guys so much for being with me this evening and always in my corner. That's so beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. We'll get started here in a moment, but guys, so I keep a journal, right? So I'm always journaling. And so I noticed that I always write down my mood, how I'm feeling every single morning. And I noticed that last week, on the beginning of the week, I wrote grateful. And then on Friday, I also was in a grateful mood. So just goes to show you that how you start something is how you finish it. How you start is how you finish. My mom used to always say that. Never truly understood, but I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Welcome in, everyone. Give me a second. Give me a moment. Just trying to fix something really quickly. Hi, April, Buffalo Wild Wings, Nico. Yes, we're about to get started, guys. I got a lot of things to share with you guys, and then I'm going to add more on top of this. So we're going to channel Michael Jackson this evening because the Akashic Records has been speaking to me. And guys, I have so many messages, but I don't always have time to come here, and so they just get kind of lost in the mix. But it was really on my heart to come here because I also have to tell you some things about AI as well. So give me just a second. Let me get this thing up here really quickly. Guys, I'm gonna do another video. It's gonna be funny but so truthful about how your ops are born with you. I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. This whole world, guys, is not what you think that it is. Like, people are literally born into your own family, or it doesn't even matter, just to keep watch on the chosen ones. They will literally just be implanted somewhere in your life. like like you won't even know until you know, right? Until you know. But I think I've already spoke about that, how they ride in on your frequency. So if you share like birthdays or like just anything, it could be any like similarities, right? That have to do with like time and date and vibration, like especially your birthday. This is how they ride in on your frequency. And they're just ops to watch you and stop you from the light winning. That's truly all that it is, guys. I'm telling you, it gets deep. And once you know that, you're gonna you're gonna never you're gonna always know it. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. I'm looking for a particular picture. Guys, it's about to get deep. I actually don't even know how deep it's about to get because part of the message I have not yet channeled, but I'm going to tap into the Akashic records, but I've seen enough to know what's going on. And yeah, it gets it gets deep. Goodness, these people, they don't want me to save a picture. Like this is crazy. I'm just trying to win here, that's all. Hold on. I have no idea what's going on. Okay. Let me just start the message. How you guys feeling? Like, come on. No, no. Like, let's raise the vibration up in here. Let's raise the vibration. Everything is about vibration, just staying in that state of gratitude this evening. All right. Oh, they let me save it. Okay. Now we can truly get started. Hold on 1 second. We'll be able to get started in a moment. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Where do I start with this message? There's a lot to unpack. It is a lot to unpack. Okay, we need to start here. This is where we need to start. Let's just keep my shirt. This is where we need to start. So, guys, you know how I literally just said how certain people ride on your frequency here to Earth, or you might ride in on their frequency if they're born first. Well, I think that this is what happened with me and Michael Jackson. Okay. I think this may be what happened with me and Michael Jackson. So, first and foremost, me and Michael Jackson are from the same state. We're from the same place. We're both from Indiana. We share names. We share names, so that actually part of my family's name is Jackson. Very interesting. And when I was in LA and I was interning at a like a recording studio in Hollywood, I actually yeah, I don't even know how this happened. And to be honest with you, I can't even remember what I was doing. Maybe I wasn't at that internship for probably just a few weeks, but I remember that Michael Jackson had moved into one of the studios. I think it was like Studio A or something. And he had everything set up. And I remember his son was a baby and he had a crib in there and he had like a smorgasbord of candy. I remember that. And like Twizzlers is my favorite candy, and he had Twizzlers. So I remember eating some of Michael Jackson's Twizzlers, right? So that's just a fun little tidbit about that. But I say that to say that there are some people, we are naturally us healers, us psychic mediums, us conscious folks, because I I know that technically you guys want to call me psychic medium, but I'm just woke. I'm just conscious. I just know things, right? I just have access. I can't help it, right? So there are certain people when we share frequencies, I will be more apt to get a message from Michael Jackson versus someone else who doesn't share the same frequency, right? Okay. Last month, the secret project that I had been working on was Source called me to start to clear Michael Jackson's music catalog. And I'm kind of getting emotional because it was dirty work. It was dirty work. And I think it brought out a lot of things. It brought a lot of people out. I think it exposed a lot of things that I didn't know opening up this door was going to do this, but it did. And one of the songs that Source really had me working on, now we're going to get to AI and what I saw. Let me build. One of the songs that Michael Jackson, I'm saying now, one of the songs that Michael Jackson had me working on. Okay, so Michael Jackson, thank you. Michael, are you coming through? You know, these stars, they still a little cocky, right? So one of the songs that Michael Jackson had me working through is that song, Mama say, Mama sa huma kansa, Mama say, Mama sa huma. What is it? That song. I can't think of the name right now. Mama say, Mama sa huma kansa. If anybody thinks of that name, let me know. Let me know. But that was one of the songs. And Want to Be Starting Something, I think. I'm stuck in the middle. Is that it? Something's always I'm trying to get the hook. So you gotta be okay, gotta be starting something. There it is. Want to be starting something. So this is the song that Michael Jackson apparently wanted me to clear. I'm going to tell you what happened when I started to clear this song. And I worked with this song for about a month. And there was a lot to unpack. There was a lot hidden within that. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you first another message that I got from Michael Jackson. And there's part of the message I may not reveal this to you guys because you may not be able to handle it. Like, you may not be able to handle who Michael Jackson truly, truly is a reincarnation of. I don't want people throwing stones at me, but this is just what Source ain't just never lied, right? Source just ain't never lied. Okay. Ancestor coming in to support the message. I see. I see the code there. Okay. So, okay, let me slow down. Let me tell you what was in the song. Let me tell you what I found. And then we'll go back to who Michael Jackson is. The message I did a few years ago confirms this. When I started to unravel this song, Want to Be Starting Something, I was drawn to a certain part of the song that was like that Mama say, Mama sa humakansa. And then the beat does like some crazy drops. Like if you go and listen to the song, it's like when I listened to the beat, it was showing me things. And so I listened intently with my earbuds in, and it started to show me blockages, portals, false entrapments, snares, and galaxies. Okay, stay with me. There was a lot to do on this left side. So essentially all I did was play the song, and I allowed my hands to be guided to what part of the music was implanted with inflictions for humanity. And this is why he had me to start clearing this. And I think it's going to lead up to what I saw with him and AI. So, you know that Mama say, Mama sa humakansa, and then the beat just makes crazy break. And then it'll go on and it'll make another crazy break. And then it'll go on and it'll make another crazy break. Well, this is where I found all of the inflictions within that. And it's not a hook. See, when I used to be in the music industry, so we used to joke and call it a baby hook. So a baby or a pre-chorus. So a baby hook or a pre-chorus, it's attached to the chorus, but it's really a catchier part of the song. And remember, even the Cosmic Bible talks about being caught in the enemy's snare, which we can see as the drums, is a snare. And so essentially, this part, which is a pre-hook or a baby hook, was holding all of the inflictions for humanity and entrapments and portals. Okay? Most of the work I would find when the beat would break, it would veer me off to the left. And you guys know, if you've come in for your own healing session, that my left side, that's my side for dense energy entity, right? And it would veer me off. So in this left quadrant of that baby hook or that pre-chorus, there was a portal found kind of on the left upper, I'm calling it quadrant because it feels as if this song or that part of the song is sentient, like it's its own consciousness. And what source is saying, or possibly Michael, because saying that that is the ego. So essentially what I was tapping into right there, that portal was ego, right? There was also some very it felt like sharp, jagged edges in the, almost like knives or little things to like stick you with, like stick. Like there was also some jaggedness, but it wasn't kind of jaggedness where like you would like you step on glass and you cut yourself. No, it's like you, if you notice like a porcupine, you know how they have those sharp, you can rub the porcupine, right? Animal, you can rub it. But like let's just say if you were to press your hand down hard on it, like it would hurt and it would probably poke you and really hurt you. So there was some things like that. And so for me, it's like a sign of something that appears to be good, but if you get too close to it, if you get too enmeshed in it, then it can harm you. Okay? So these are the things that I was clearing. And a few of the things that was happening as this song was being cleansed and baptized, really, um, that it was carrying or keeping portals open into other, I want to say dimensions, but to be honest with you, it felt like it was keeping portals open to the underworld or possibly even the abyss. The abyss truly is what I was feeling. And so you guys know the abyss is like the pit of hell. Is even deeper. In my book, it's deeper than the underworld because it's truly just a lake of fire. This is what that song had in it, a portal to the abyss. And as Michael Jackson is saying, that was his ego. Okay. For someone to have an ego that big, just imagine someone having an ego that big that it is essentially an open portal to the abyss. Hold on to that. It's going to be important. Okay. 1 second. Mirandere shumbonere talireta. Hambonere. 1 second. getting very hot in here. Very, very warm. Um, there's a message coming through, but I'm not going to allow it. There's a message coming through, but I need to set up a few more things first. So I'm going to hold off on that. And it's to be honest with you guys, I truly don't want to say this. I don't want to say what I know about Michael Jackson. What I'm telling you is if someone's ego can open up a portal to the abyss, who do you think that this is? So, in this lifetime, when Michael Jackson was hearing falsely unalived, loosely unalived, Michael Jackson has always been taken to an underground facility. I always saw this. It is part of the underworld, but not that far under. It's a part where they take you and tinker around with your consciousness, run deeper mind control. It's not like you go to a facility like the, so to speak, living stars do. This is a true death because essentially you become a slave to, there's the elite and then there's the elite of the elites. You know how you'll see these videos circling around TikTok where they'll be showing a lot of old celebrities, like they'll show Morgan Freeman and Jimi Hendrix looking alike. They'll show like Matt Damon looking like someone back from the past, Robin Williams looking like someone now on social media. This is what I'm saying. So when these celebrities, when they go unalive, what I'm telling you is this is where, what I'm viewing is this is where they go. Technically, they are unalive because they are not living technically on Earth anymore. But in truth, they're not technically not, it's like weird. It's like they're kind of in the beginning stage of the underworld. And guys, you can access the underworld through not only the ocean portals, but you can access the underworld through these underground tunnels that they have built right here under this soil. These are the first layers. The underworld is closer than what people think. You can access it, it has a door to it. There is doors to the underworld. And then there's levels. There's a part of the underworld that man built. And then there's a whole other part that is supernatural, right? So this is what I'm saying is where he was taken to. And I'm hearing he was taken there for questioning. Okay, I just heard sodomize. See, what he didn't understand is that when people said that he was doing certain things with, kids and stuff like that, what he didn't understand is that these are the things hidden in his music that not he did, but rather the machine behind the man did. And if we wanted to call this the early stages of artificial intelligence, we could, because there has always been some form of that going on. There's no secret that there's subliminal tracks in music. This is why it was called to clear this song, is because he knows that when he was brought to that underworld, or the beginning of the underworld is what I want to call it, they try to bring him up on all these charges. And it's not like, I'm not talking like it's a court or anything, but what it is so they have to get you to believe that you are this monster. They have to get you to believe that you agreed to put these things in your music, even though there's multiple producers and different record labels behind it, and they're all mastering and mixing the music, and many different music producers and many different hands that went into all of this. But see, what I am viewing is when he went down there, he was almost put on trial and shown what was behind the music. He was not happy about that. But he couldn't really say anything, because it's almost like, if you've been framed, but in one kind of way, you kind of know about it. You don't know the details, but you kind of just still, because of the ego that was created, they wanted to make that ego larger and larger to support the portals that they would be snatching souls through. That's what I'm saying. So he was put on trial, soul snatching, and all of this. All of his music was doing all of this, unbeknownst to him. And even though his music is so high vibrational, this particular song, and I think that's why it worked so well, I truly believe that that song became almost like a markup or a subliminal that they would use underneath all the rest of the songs. This is why it literally took me about a month to clear it. And after a while, I didn't even, I was like, why is it still dirty? Like, why is it still unclean? Like, goodness. And I could work through those same 8 bars or 16 bars, and it's still there, because guys, that's the loop. Like, what I'm saying is, when they put things in like a 4 count, 8 count, 16 count, and then they recycle it and loop it, that's the loop. That's the karmic loop. The karmic loop is an 8. So you got 8 bars here for the pre-hook. You got 8 bars for the hook. You got 16 bar verses in a lot of songs. This is the play. And these things were not structured by man. Man think that they're structuring it. But what it truly is this universe is all coded. It's all mathematics. They already knew to structure it in 8 counts. And then what do the producers do? They just loop it. You record that hook. What do? You just record it once. They hook it. That's why it's called a hook. They just hook it. What do you think about a hook? A hook is something that hooks onto something else and something else. This is what was happening within his music catalog. The people listening to it were getting hooked, AKA why he is the biggest star yet. They were getting hooked, but also getting looped, right? Not to say that Michael Jackson would not be, a huge star, without it, but he had help. And on some account, I think he knew this, but you know that thing, out of sight, out of mind, or if I'm not doing it, on some level, deep down inside, I think he knew, but they kept that ego so that he would be up here while they were down here finishing the tracks. And I hope that you guys can understand this. MK Ultra, yes. Hi, Miss Sonia. So I kind of set that up, right? There's no new people here. Everybody's recycled. Every single person is recycled. Now, a few years ago, I was doing a channel message with someone. It was wow. It was wow. And it was Yeshua, Jesus, the one we call Jesus. Yeshua. And we talked for about a little bit over an hour. He was so easy to talk to. Not a judgmental person at all. Very just laid back, very meek, very, very humorous, very funny. Very, very funny. And he mentions that Michael Jackson is a reincarnation of him. And I was hesitant to tell you guys because I know some people just like revere, you know, Yeshua, Jesus, like here. We're like, no, Michael Jackson can't be. But yeah, that's what I got. That's what I'm knowing, not what I got. That's what I know. Now, in this life, there's a polarity thing happening. Remember, I asked you, how could one man be so big that could open up a portal to the abyss? There's never been a star, and there will never be a star as big as Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was on a level of a god. We all know that's true. He was on a level of a god. Even people who didn't have TVs, even people that were in little tribes all over the world had pictures of Michael Jackson and knew his music. They didn't even have TV or probably even radio. Now, how is that possible? He was in one way omnipresent. I'm not saying this in a weird way, but I'm just saying like every single person knew him. And so when I spoke to Yeshua, Jesus, you got to understand there's a difference between the one that they put on a pedestal and that the church has made up a whole image and dialogue around and all of this stuff. But he was a man. He was a man, and he was a simple man. He was a diligent man, but he was a man. This is the one I spoke to, the man, not the image. He didn't present himself as this supreme being that you have to follow. We were just almost just in conversation. He said that Michael Jackson is a reincarnation of him. That is exactly what Yeshua said. And now it's very interesting because growing up, and even if I asked my siblings, and I thought I was the only one that felt this way, I was like, ever since I was a kid, I felt special. And not special like, I mean, I'm just in my own world. I'm just an artsy kid. I've always been in theater and you know, stuff like that. But I kind of just nerdy and stayed off to myself. But I just felt special. I didn't understand a thing called chosen one or anything like that. I just felt special. And then I talked to my brother and sister, like, oh, yeah, I always just felt special. Like, and I'm like, wow, you felt it too. You felt it. And so when I channeled the Cosmic Bible, you know, and in there, guys, you know, you can read about how Jesus, Yeshua, is my cosmic brother. And now it's like me and Michael Jackson grew up just a few hours away from each other. We both have the last name Jackson, even though I took after my father, but my mother's last name is Jackson. And it's weird. It's just a lot of, even when I lived in LA, I lived about 10 minutes away from his family's house, from Miss Jackson's house. It's just weird how everything kind of comes together. And so we kind of wrote in on the same frequency. So this is what I'm saying. Like sometimes you'll just be more equipped to receive messages from certain people because you guys are, there's no new souls. We've all been recycled. So now taking it back to Michael Jackson's music catalog and AI. First, I have to tell you what they've been doing to him. Michael Jackson is technically not dead. He technically never died. He has been put under, yes, MK Ultra, but it's a different type. They have changed Michael Jackson so much. I've seen them tinkering around with him. And I know this is about to sound crazy. And I think I mentioned it in another video, but at one point they turned him into half animal, half man. And it was a dog, half dog. They scrapped that one, but this was just to torment him. This was not truly to ever put this version of himself out. This was just to torment him. And so remember how I keep telling you guys, you have to agree to all this stuff. This is how you make it real. And sometimes you agree to it unknowingly when you sign their contracts, when you just show up to work, whatever the company you're working for got going on, you kind of still is in that karmic line. We do these things unknowingly. But now, because I truly believe that this, now, mind you, okay, I know I'm saying Michael Jackson is Jesus, so how could he be down here and they're tinkering on him? Guys, you have to understand, there is a part of our soul that is always okay, our oversoul. However, where is your awareness? This is why they always say, keep your vibrations up. You have to stay on that higher vibration so you're not fragmented. This is what I'm saying. There's a part of him that is still Yeshua Jesus. But then there is also a part of him that is still Michael Jackson, that is going through what he's going through. Just as there's a part of me that's sitting right here with you guys. But there's another part of myself that is a freaking superhero and demon slayer in the spirit. No, that was a joke. But seriously, there is a part of yourself. This is all just a projection, right? We're just here. Some of us are just here on assignment. There is our oversoul is looking down over all this stuff we're going through. This is why they always say, oh, contact your higher self. What does your higher self say? Because yes, it's still part of you, but it's not in this experience. So this is how Michael Jackson could very much be Yeshua Jesus, but still be Michael Jackson and still going through what he's going through as Michael Jackson. What I truly am knowing now in this moment is that he could be tied to the father of duality that it speaks of in the cosmic Bible. It's funny how all these things come together. I didn't know it would be like this. I just thought I was channeling something. I didn't understand how big it was. They have tortured this man so much. But somehow, guys, he still has his consciousness. As of some people who are put through this level of, and I'm hearing disguise, right? This level of disguise, where like they totally forget everything about who they are. Like, no, they want him to remember because in a way, they've always wanted to see, thank you. They thought that when Yeshua passed away, that would just, yes, satisfy them. But then after he passed away and there was no one to go after, they weren't satisfied. They want more blood. So this is what I see when they do these things to Michael Jackson. It's a way to satisfy what they always truly wanted to do. I don't know if these beings know that. And when I say these beings, these are still humans that are doing this. They're hybrids. But that is some of the torture that I saw and where I saw it. So, with the clearing of this, and I'm calling it music catalog because that song was harboring a lot, over 80% of the inflictions from his entire music catalog. So now that I've set that up, I'm gonna tell you guys what I saw. So this was like, was it last night, this morning, or like the morning before? But you know, I'm always in that hypnagogic state where it's like you're awake, but you're kind of still asleep, but you're really awake, right? And so this was probably like 5 something or 6 in the morning. I was awake and I saw this right before my mind's eye. You know, that outfit that Michael Jackson always wears on stage, and it looks like he's like not a robot, but it'll have like yeah, it'll have like he'll have like a silver undersuit on, and it'll have all those gold like case on top of his like crotch part, and like he's wearing a gold plate on his chest and like that. Like he looked like robotic man. If you look at pictures of Michael Jackson, you'll see what I'm talking about. But what I saw is an image of him getting up. He didn't bend his knees or anything. He just was down like this. And then all of a sudden, in that same outfit, and he hadn't aged a bit, part of him just like rose up like this. And it was like almost as if he was ready for the stage again. And then I just felt in my spirit that they used AI to reimagine him. I don't know if Michael Jackson will be showing up in concert in a city near you, but I am telling you, energy signatures do not lie. This man is alive. And I don't know yet if he's part AI, but I do know that they used AI, and I'm hearing to reimagine him. I don't know at this point if this is the purified Michael Jackson. As of me working on the music catalog, it's very odd that once after I cleared that, now this has happened. Or maybe is this just Spirit's way of showing me that his soul now can rise from the abyss? I think that's part of it. Yeah. Something's going to come out about Michael Jackson. And let me find out what that is. Because Michael Jackson is alive. He's back. He is back. He's back. 1 second. Oh, Buffalo Wild Wing says, just like ABBA. Oh, they may have him a holographic Michael Jackson concert soon. Yes, but I feel, hi, gal. But I feel like it's deeper than that. The hologram. I'm telling you, it's like he's back, but it's like, I don't know if they're going to do AI versions. And so the hologram is going to be more real. It feels as if he's back. like he's gonna be back. When I say back, I'm talking back in concert, like back looking exactly like he did in his prime. That's what I saw. Like, this is kind of crazy. But when I do, when I tap into the energy, it's very interesting. There's a lot going on around that head. I mean, a lot, a lot, a lot. So already this to me is an interference with consciousness. Um, there is a lot of activity. Um, it's interesting. I'm either getting like radio waves or something electric going on inside of his head. So this doesn't appear to be, he could be like a bionic man. Yeah. His head is very clouded, very, very clouded. This is not, a sovereign mind. This won't be a sovereign mind. This ain't a sovereign mind. It's not. It's interesting. I think that what I see kind of emerging, this won't be him. He's alive, but this ain't him. And I don't care if they've used his body and his image, but that's what I'm saying. Like, spirits just keep saying reimagined, reimagined. Like, but there's so much like static or energy or radio, like so much like projection in his energy field that it's like he's programmed just to like sing, but there's interference. So even if they do bring him back to concert, like that won't be him singing. It's going to be like something inside of him almost projecting out the music. And it's AI. This is what I'm saying. I think they are literally making the first celebrity that will be on display that will be half AI. This is what I'm seeing. This is truly what I am seeing. He is a lot. I keep saying he, but it's not he. I mean, it's him. But see, this is where it gets weird because it is him. He technically never died, y'all. See, they have the ability to put you to death and bring you back. It's like they keep Frankensteining him and they keep reimagining him. And what I saw for one time, they literally just for shits and giggles made him half dog and half Michael. I saw that. And it was only to torment him and to tear down his legacy and to make him feel like ish. They just did that one for fun. But what I'm saying for this one, or what I see, this is like the bionic man. I think they're not going to hide this. I think he might be the first celebrity that they uncover or I'm hearing reimagine. So they will present it that it's not him, it's just him reimagined. But what I'm saying is it's still him. It's just that, remember, we always talk about putting his consciousness back because technically he never died. Even if he was pronounced dead in the hospital, what I'm telling you is these people can Frankenstein people, is what I see that they've always done with him from that time he was taken. I'm always hearing that he was taken. And so I'm going to tap into more what they're going to do because All I see is like radio waves coming out of him, but it's like it's coming out of his body. So it feels like he's back here and there's an overlay of AI, electronics that is projecting out the reimagined version of Michael. This is what I'm saying, y'all. This is what I'm getting. So I'm going to check more into that. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Miracle, Gabby, comedian. Said I'm going to watch your old videos 5 months ago. Awesome. He said my first time here. Welcome, welcome in. Subscribe to the channel. Come on in. It's about to get deep. It's about to get deep. So let me tap in to see what they're going to be doing, because y'all, this is crazy. He's alive. He is alive. But what I'm seeing, this person that's going to be singing won't be him, though. It's weird. Let me check on that. Give me a second. Okay, I'm also getting something like, you know how you have a magnet, right? So you have the horseshoe, right? But it's like a magnet. And if you were to carry the horseshoe around and you could put it on something and it would literally pick it up. This is what I'm saying. This is like how he shows me is what is going to be happening to him. Like, and the version of himself that he shows me is the version of himself that is in Neverland. In some way, guys, the Neverland is still a trap. The Neverland was a trap, an additional trap inside of the Matrix. And what do I always say? And if you guys are if you guys are in the course, then you will know this week we talk about this. See, these entities, they will play on your traumas. So they find out what your traumas are, and this is how they attach themselves. The reptilians, the grays, the energy vampires, the parasitic entities. This is what they did. So that Neverland was part of his captivity. They purposefully set that up to have Michael shrink himself and stall his advancement in his mind, because the youth mind is very precious. They purposefully, this is getting crazy, y'all. They purposely didn't, no one ever said, oh, that's weird, Michael. You a grown man. Like, no, you're not about to be in no Neverland, playing with a bunch of 8-year-olds like you 8 again, even though they knew he didn't have the childhood. And so what happens is they play on that. And so they co-signed this. So the part of Michael that is being anchored, I'm seeing it's being magnetized, this horseshoe, whoever has control of this new reimagined version of him, this is the part of him that they're carrying. It's that inner child that never grew up. And so essentially, when I look at it, this is like child abuse, because this is the part of the consciousness that they're toting around and controlling. Because to be honest with you, Michael Jackson, a lot of people don't know this, but that wasn't Michael Jackson's real voice. Michael Jackson's real voice is deep. And what a lot of people don't know, but this was, talk around Hollywood, is that Michael Jackson actually was a real ladies' man. even though it didn't appear like that. But the part, and he was a very savvy businessman. That's not the part that they're using. That's not the part of the consciousness that they're tweaking around with. That's not the part that's going to be coming up in a city near you. No, the part of him is that Neverland, the one that is forever in what? The Enchanted Forest. Y'all remember that? This is what I'm saying. This is the part of him that I believe is in this version of himself that we may see in a city near us. Now, I don't know if this thing will be public, but if they wanted to, it appears that I believe that they could pull something so grand, and I think that people would fall for it. Because people will just think Michael Jackson passed away, and that this truly is just the AI version, but it won't be. What's in there is that 8-year-old him, the 12-year-old him, the 5-year-old him. That is what will be in the body that we will see, whether we just see it out or if we see it on stage. But this bit of his consciousness, this is why it's so nefarious, y'all. I'm telling you, you can't trust anybody. Not even, I'm telling you, it's crazy. What I'm saying is this was a plan from jump. This is the whole reason why the Neverland was allowed to take form and shape. They wanted to keep him in his traumas so that he would be more easily controllable. But they didn't understand. See, Michael Jackson was playing the long game. And before you knew it, he had owned all of the half of Sony's catalog and the Beatles catalog and himself. And then that's when they had to take him out. But you think that they can't kill him because of who he really is. He won't die. He'll just only multiply. You can't do that. But see, this was almost a redo of the first time of what they wish they could have did to Yeshua, Jesus. They wish they could have trapped some of him to torment forever. They were not satisfied that they only got to torment him for a little time, for a little while. They've always wanted to get him and torment him. This is what I'm saying. When these demons are out for blood, it won't satisfy. Even in your death, these people will not be satisfied. I am learning this in my own life. What they want is to forever torment you. Trust and believe the game gets deep. Your friend's not your friend. Your brother's not your brother. Your coworker ain't your coworker. Most of these people rode in here with you, if you are a chosen one and a light worker, to watch you so that you don't get too far in the game. So that you don't truly, could you imagine, to be honest, if they did not tinker around and add subliminals to Michael Jackson's catalog? Do you know that we would have ascended from this place? I am telling you that. We would have ascended off of this place. This is how high vibrational the Heal the Worlds were, the Man in the Mirror. And this is why they had to keep him in Neverland. That's why it's called that, by the way. That's where his consciousness is, Neverland. Message. I'm just saying. Someone said there's a movie coming out about him soon. Really? I didn't know that. Ooh, this is kind of weird, y'all. This is, I wasn't expecting this. But technically, what I'm saying is this: he's alive, the part of him that's alive, the consciousness that is not in Neverland, although it still is in Neverland because it is the child version of himself. This is the part that they figured that they could torment, because think about a child, and I teach this, a child from the age of 0 to 7 or 8, they don't know what's true or not. They are programmable. They take everything in as truth. He won't even know that anything other than what they have said to him. Whatever this thing is, and when we think about a magnet, but how spirit draws it, it's very big. It's a force. It's not just a small magnet. It's a force. Remember, I said there's only two forces: good versus evil. That's it. That's it. It's a force that's doing this. It's a force. Now, I think I need to understand what needs to be done in this moment. What needs to be done in this moment? What needs to be done in this moment? Mirandere munere takaranayash. Mimuro takarani monere shane tale. Miranda karashambera tashinere manire muneta. Mi karale tali shane tale atemi shinire talamor. Bomborata calamone retta, shimbuota rete, narcarete, himmoretire shimbuata leretta manne boscia. Paranerettina ne shanirande, canarette, manette shanerette, ramboretata, monerette kirishanete, le monerette, himburu tolere kirishanere, munarata lina, hamburu tolere shanere, mutta lerette shanere, tata murunda. Mamburoto kerashambore nelle ranni, caraniretta niratta, hambere telleri, shumneretta, carina. Hambro talleri shambaran karamata lisha. Hambre teririsha nerekina mareshana amborardi. Hanire lerita, manete, karamira lerita. Hunter canane shamane rerotu. Hinare lerita, niro jure balaleca della morete. Hambro talleri naneranda shambon nereti. Hambre tellere ante shanerete. Himone rekari shaneranda. Hamburo krambatane. Momborata kerashimbuone karanirante hinamberete nerete shumbiretriti himore kerashambone netamburone himorone kareshamburata. Okay, so that was Mother Source coming in, chiming through, very nurturing, loving. So what she is saying is that now, guys, it's getting deep, because this is now going back to the Catholic Church, because as we know, religion is dying. Somehow they want to resurrect him, because somehow it's almost like, I don't know how, but it's like he was upholding, it's like his music and him was part of what was keeping the church stable. The religion, the outside worship. Remember, we're in the new age where it's about knowing, about going inside and the God within. They don't want that. They want to bring back Michael so that we will exert our energy back out again. Because remember, he was treated like a god. And if they could bring a figure like that back, then maybe people will now keep exerting their energy out. And so what I see is that it's not that the church wants to, it's not that they necessarily think that people will be coming back to them. They understand that they'll be coming back to Michael, but what they understand is that people's guards will be down. They will open themselves back up to that dream-like state of being in front of a God again. I mean, something larger than life. And then they can siphon that external energy again. Source ain't never lied. Source ain't never, ever, ever, ever lied. Mimbona takaranidata. Ninana takarashamurotuna. Hinarata karashambona takarashata. Nirandera shumbarata. This is deep. And I don't even know if this is something that new Pope, I don't know why I thought about Pope like in orange juice. Spirit ain't never lied. Everything's a message. Think about the Pope, thank you, in orange juice. When you have to just, if you put that in your glass, the Pope is what gets on your lips when you drink it first. It actually creates a layering on top of the cup of orange juice where you don't necessarily see the full liquid underneath when you get orange juice with a lot of pulp. This is what will be happening to him. He's underneath it. This is the consciousness they're using of the Neverland inner child. But the pulp, the religious houses, is what truly will be there to siphon the external worship that people will give. Again, it's a trick. Do not fall for it. Because remember, if your brother's not your brother and your sister's not your sister, then your church is not your church. Your religion ain't your religion. It's all just set up to siphon and to stop light workers. I am telling you what I know. I know this all too well now. You can grow up with someone. This can be your day one, and they're just here to keep eyes on you. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's interesting. Let me get another message. But then why? But then why? But then why? There's something very interesting about the glove, too. There's something interesting about that glove that he used to wear. There's something magical about it. There's something about it that is magical that was used, is also part of a tool that was used. They will very much implement this in some capacity again. Something very magical about that. But this will be AI. This will be him. This will be the Neverland version of him, but this is AI. And it's just a way to trick us. I mean, at the end of the day, they just want, they know that they are losing. It's a desperate plea. It's just a desperate plea to get outside praise and worship yet again. This is how powerful we are. Your energy powers their kingdom. Imagine if you were to put all that energy back into yourself, it could power your own kingdom because you have a kingdom inside of you. But it's so much outside worship and exerting your energy out. This is what keeps people lacking. Imagine if you had all that energy for yourself, what you could do, what you could accomplish. This all goes back to them. He's a tool. They want to use him as a tool. And it's interesting that the correlation, see, this ain't about Michael Jackson. This is truly just wanting to harm and torment Yeshua Jesus. That's what it's truly about. Because he was their front man. So you got to understand the one that I channeled and I feel I broke spiritual bread with. We were just having a normal conversation. This was a normal, so to speak, normal man. I mean, not really normal, but it wasn't that huge image that they put on him. And what he tells me in that message is that he technically is not the father of humanity, but rather a surrogate father. He said that he saw the state of humanity and Source sent him down as a surrogate father. So a surrogate is not necessarily your real mother or father, but something that carries you to what? Full fulfillment. Until you are fully grown and expanded. So the Christ, Yeshua, Jesus, is the one that walks with us until we are fully grown and expanded and put back into oneness and the love vibration. That's truly, if you wanted to just scale everything back, that's his sole purpose, is to be your surrogate father, to get you back into oneness, back into the love vibration. But they don't want that because now people are talking about the Christ consciousness. People are looking within and like, wait a minute. The Christ is inside of me this whole time. Oh my God, it's in my solar plexus. This is how I can access it. Once I get in those solar plexus and expand, then boom, it brings me right to the heart. Oh my God. People are finding out about this. And this is why they've been fighting me tooth and nail to stop me. Because I'm literally teaching people how to reach God and Christ consciousness within. Of course, they want to stop that. They don't want you knowing how powerful you are. Some of us, what I'm saying is, some of us are God. Some of us are source. Some of us are the sun. Only if you were to believe that you are big enough to hold this energy. And when you know who you are and you stand in that, then they will bring an army against you to defame your name. The same thing the Pharisees tried to do to Jesus is the same thing they tried to do to Michael Jackson. Is the same thing that these, I don't know, I don't even know what to call these people anymore because your mama ain't your mama and your daddy ain't your daddy. These are all just ops, complements of the matrix. And what it is, they just use people's traumas. Once they find a way in, they will inhabit that person. And this person will totally just be inhabited. And they'll just be on that program. This is what I'm saying. It's truly just to torture Yeshua Jesus again. That's all this is about. Because they didn't get enough blood the first time. That's what it's about. That's truly what it is. We're going to have to revisit this. It's getting deep. It's getting deep. There's something about the Pope and why he chose to be called Leon. Yes. It's like they wanted to bring people back to Catholic. Yes. Because even in my light language now, ever since that happened, like I'm telling you, it shows up almost daily. These people are working overtime. Since that Pope came in, I'm telling you, this has been heavy in the energy field. These people have been working overtime because they know what the great swallow is about to happen. And this is why source just ain't never lied. Whew, I'm getting chills. The great swallow, and this is in the cosmic Bible, is when God, Father Source, reconsumes all the energy back. So a lot of these non-chosen people will be taken. Who are the non-chosen? The people who are trapped in the lower chakras. Simply put, if we wanted to just put it simple, it's the people that are just trapped in the lower chakras. They have no sense of even expansion of frequency, not a vibration in sight. The people who can't actually hold the frequency. These are the non-chosen one, because we must all ascend as a collective soul tribe, humanity. You're not leaving one person behind. We're not separate up in here. There is no separatism. We all have to go together. But there is forces. So you're either good or evil. So all of the light workers, all of the good, we all ascend, everyone that can go through the eye of the needle, through the heart space. So this is crazy. This is all going back to, guys, evil is so good. Like, evil is so masterful. It is so tricky. Even I didn't know. I mean, you know, when you're not an evil person, you can't even think of evil plan because you don't even think like that. But evil is crafty, yo. The fact that they would bring this man, actually, the fact that they still wanted more blood from Yeshua, the fact that they would keep this man in Neverland, they've always had a plan to do this consciousness thing. They were playing also to the long game. And now they are this reimagined version. And I'm telling you, his family is going to be like, no, that's our brother. Yes, master manipulators. I'm telling you, they will say, no, that's our brother. That's not just AI. That's what I'm saying. When these people are going on to chat GPT and all of this stuff, and they're like, oh, the Akashic Records is talking to me. Is it talking to you, or is it just taking part of you? Because you're talking to it, feeding it. That's what I'm saying. Evil one is every single where. You can't put your guard down. You can't. The great swallow is about to happen. You guys know we're in the middle of a reset. The great swallow is when Father God resets this whole thing. That is what's happening. And they know that they can't even get close to that heart chakra. They know it. And so all they can do now is try to delay the inevitable. And if they get their guy back, Michael Jackson back, they can get the outside worship again. But what would they do? Just like they did before. They will torment him, just like they did to Yeshua Jesus. This is what these people will do because they're pure evil. They are pure evil. This is what I'm saying. So this won't be, I mean, to sum it up, I just see a bunch of electromagnetic, this is not real energy. This is AI energy coming from this. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. that's truly it. And that's the message. And it's still the same people. It's still the same people. The only thing I can say is don't give them your energy. And they will come. They will come. I'm saying you can, guys, let me tell you what happened to me. This is so funny. Like, I don't know if this was last week or the week before, right? So it's like the devil was trying to throw everything at me, right? Because I was winning. I'm literally kicking demons' butts and taking names. I'm winning. And they're mad. So it was like a week just trying to attack me, attack me, attack me. Do you know I was walking in a store and some man just random just walked by me and said, "What up, nigger?" Like literally said that, like strong ER. But it was so weird that I had zero reaction. I just carried on and I was like, "Oh." It was like, funny because when you're working and you're always in the work, and sometimes, I don't have time to be, that social, but it was weird that like it was kind of interesting to see that I was practicing what I preach. See, this is what the Matrix want. It wants to set up booby traps to get your reaction. And then that's when so what if someone had a trauma, right? And that triggered someone's trauma. Now you're open to be siphoned. This is how easy it is to be siphoned. They'll just do one thing, send someone across your path. And then I was standing in line and this guy like turned around. I think he turned around really fast and he was like, "Excuse me, sir." I was like, "What?" This happened like right after. I was like, the devil is a liar. I was like, they are really trying me today. They are trying, because that one didn't work, the first one. So they were like, for sure, the second jab would work. But this is when like, guys, yes, we are humans and we're part of humanity, but we're here to expand past humanity. Humanity is not a destination. It's not a destination. We can't take up residence here. We can't take residence up here. And that's what they want. This Catholic Church or whoever, they want us to take up residence here because they don't want us to grow, because they know they can't go. They know they're part of the great swallow. They know they're going to be destroyed. When this reset happens, there is going to be no such thing as no religion controlling the world. And what that's going to do is going to reset the scales. So everyone that was, so to speak, up will be down. Like the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Like it's that situation happening. And they just think if they can pull a rabbit out of the hat and do this AI version of Michael Jackson and make him larger than life, and they will be protecting that avatar something serious. Like serious. This is what I see. Then possibly they can hitch onto that frequency, right? And ride that frequency and to get back some control. They're very crafty, very, very crafty. All right. I think that's all that needs to be said this evening. This was a doozy. I wasn't expecting that, but nevertheless, this is what Spirit is saying. And we just have to wait and see. And maybe that movie coming out, you know what? The movie. Okay, sorry. I'm like, okay, sometimes I'm a little, I'm just catching that because interestingly enough, I know that I think Holly Bailey is going to be playing Janet in that movie. And so it's kind of interesting that now, why was I called to cleanse that, right? I wonder if they will be playing some of that music in the movie, trying to attack people again. So if we hear that song in the movie, and what Spirit has truly said is that song in that particular part, I think they use that as subliminal, not just under Michael Jackson tracks, but a lot of these people, these famous people, and you can't get enough of these songs. I am telling you, on a subliminal track, that is what is underneath. It is a snare, in fact. It is a snare to trap the hearts, the minds, and the soul. You can't truly trap the soul, but if you get the mind and you get the person and trick them to willingly give it to you, to willingly take control for them to get into the driver's seat, then yes, that will happen. They have to trick you because they try to get you to agree. You have to agree to all of this, but they trick you into it. So I'm almost wondering if people will be watching this movie, and possibly maybe that's why I was called to do some cleansing on this catalog, because that will truly set us back if people are going down these portals that I found in that music, and they're getting caught up in all these snares and traps and low field energy, right? All right, guys. I think that that's going to be it for this evening. And Buffalo Wild Wings says, honestly, it's surprising how they are so conscious and woke and they use it for evil. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, it's just beyond me. I don't even understand. Like, I don't know. Evil is just weird to me because it's like, it doesn't feel good. Like, why would you do that? Like, evil feels, it doesn't feel good. Why would you want to do something that doesn't feel good? I don't know. That's just me. I'm not sure. But, oh my God. Guys, I had just a candle burning just for some aroma here, and it literally just went out. That's a message. Okay. All right. I think that this is where I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, Michael Jackson's gonna be back. I don't know. It'll be interesting if they're using artificial intelligence to reimagine some things in this movie, even. Um, and in terms of Michael Jackson. I'm not sure. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, but just protect yourselves, okay? Protect your mind and protect your heart. Seriously, it truly is a frequency game out here. It truly, truly is. All right, guys. Wow, this was deep. Yeah, it gets deep around here. This ain't even half of everything I wanted to say. The other stuff that I was channeling earlier, I can't say that on here. I'm not gonna say that. But you know, because at the same time too, guys, I have to understand too, and I didn't know this about myself because I recently had almost like a whole, I don't know, girl, coven trying to take me out. But baby, what they did not know is that I'm part of source. But baby, what they did not know is that I am part of Yeshua Jesus. He actually says in the message, you're a lot like me. And that's why it took so many people to come up against me, but what, still I rise. So I got to be careful too about some things and messages that I say, because everything can't, now I understand, be on this, be for public, because with the work that I do, it's not for everyone to know. There are people out there that literally just watch you to try to stop you. I had a whole op pretend, girl. Let me tell you how good and crafty these people are. And it's funny because I know who they were sent by. Someone hired this person to come in to my class, right? Someone hired them, and I know who it was who hired them. People are so evil and vindictive that they won't truly be happy. See, it's the same thing, just like the Yeshua Jesus. They want to torment them. It's the same thing. They won't truly be happy until I'm tormented, but that's not my portion, because I walk with Source every day. I'm all about Source. And Source, guess what, is in love with me. Source is absolutely in love with me, and I'm in love with Source. But I had an op come in, and someone hired them, girl. They hired them, trying to act like my assistant. Do you know this op asked me for my password for YouTube? And when they asked me that, baby, I was like, I already knew who sent you, because this is the same op before that asked me for my password, that they were going to help and they were going to assist. They were trying to erase my entire channel. This is what they truly want. That's what they truly want. But what they did, I don't even understand why people try, because I even saw it when the op went inside of the messages. Source already showed it to me that it would happen. Source showed me every playbook, but like I said, I let it happen because guess what? If you're playing checkers, baby, I am the chessboard. I'm the board that you think that I'm not watching, baby. I'm the board. I'm not only the chess playing chess, I'm the board where you think you're playing checkers on. I already saw all this, but guess what? It revealed who people truly were. And that's why I let it happen. There is nothing that I don't see. You have to know this because sometimes there's ops that come here and watch me. And I'm going to put it out here now because when I have an op watching me, I can taste it. I have all the clairs. I can taste it. I can smell it. But I let it happen because where source is taking me, it's unbelievable. And I was going to take a lot of people there with me and help them. And source wanted me to see, you got some ops in your camp. It's time to clear house. And so I didn't do anything. I just watched who would take the bait. And it's a sad day in the neighborhood because it shows this whole time you were not really of the frequency. It's not about getting to the frequency. It's about who can hold the vibration of the frequency. Who can hold this vibration of the Christ energy? Who can hold it? Yes, they escorted themselves right on out of their own blessing. Baby, they just escorted themselves out the door. I was like, oh, where'd you go? Oh, okay, bye. I can't help you. I can't help you. My new motto is this: if source didn't help you, then who am I to interfere? That's my new motto, hands off. If source didn't give it to you, who am I to bring it forth for you? Not doing it, not my problem. Not my problem. So yeah, y'all, that was quite funny. It's funny now, but no, it was very, very heartbreaking. It was because I'm a Cancerian. When I love the hardest. When I love, I give my last for anyone. And I have done it multiple times. I've done it. I don't have a lot, but I give more than at times than I have. And this was a lesson. Stop giving from your overflow. Stop it. Because when you give everything you have no reserve for yourself. This was a lesson because that right there taught me, I didn't even know how powerful I was until that situation happened. I'm like, oh boy, you must be real powerful, because if people can go to this lengths to like try to take your channel down, then what you must be speaking is truth. No one's going to go through that length for no reason. No one's going to pay someone to come in as a plant. Like, it's deep, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's super crazy. And when you let evil in, boy, you can't just tell it to go. No, when you let evil in, that thing got to play out. You won't even understand you've been bitten by the demonic bug until you look up and your whole life is in shambles. You won't even see it, because when evil comes in, it shuts you down. It becomes the operator of your soul, is what happens. And this is like what, unfortunately, people allowed themselves to be bitten by this thing. It just latched on to the envy, because what it really was, I didn't understand. I thought people would be happy for me as I'm happy for everyone, but I didn't realize, I didn't know that. And I know now why they say move in silence. I didn't think that people would be jealous of a class. I mean, it's just I mean, to me, it's just what I've always been doing. But I didn't think that. I thought that no, people are not going to be happy for you. You have to know that. You have to know that. They don't see how hard you work, and you like pretty much broke my back to do the things in my life. I work very hard every day. Like I said, I'm working 12 to 16 hours a day. But they want to wait till you finish everything and then hire someone to come in and steal it from you. That is what they wanted to do. Because they didn't want to do the work. They didn't want to spend the year that it took to put everything together. The work is with source. They don't want to actually, or maybe can't get that close to source. I don't know. So because they can't be side by side with source, they will just wait for you to finish everything and sit there with their plate out. Then they want to take you down and steal from you, hire a op to come in and siphon everything you just worked hard for. This is what was trying to happen. And and it's the 7 deadly sins, unfortunately, that will let in evil. That's what happened. And I'm telling you, if you don't think envy is a demon, it is, because I have just seen it. It has done a very demonic act. It's the same thing like the Pharisees was talking about Jesus. It's the same thing. So when you are a force, when you know who you are and you're walking in purpose, just like the Christ, I'm following my big brother, the Christ. That's the energy I'm walking in. And I'm going to forever be on this path, whether I'm walking with disciples or by myself. This is where I am. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that I was so assured. They don't like when you know who you are, because they can't use you. They can't abuse you. So just be careful out there in these spiritual streets. In these spiritual streets. It's getting deep. It's getting deep, but all is well. And in truth, it's like I feel bad because love is love. Love is love. And once I love, I always love. But just because I love don't mean that I won't protect myself. Doesn't mean that I have to be energetically abused. So, but it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Yeah, guys, I think that's it. I I think that's it. I think it's it. Anyone else have anything to say before I go? Oh, I just realized that I'm in a lag. You guys can't actually catch up to where I am. So I'll just wait and see if anyone has anything else to say before I check on out. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna leave. You guys have a beautiful evening, everyone. It's been amazing as always. And I love you guys to the moon and back. I love you to the moon and back. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you're still subscribed, because, sometimes, sometimes they unsubscribe people. And yes, and also too, even though I haven't been posting on that channel, but I will at Karmic Justice TV. That's the handle for my other channel, but you know, I will be less busy soon and I will be able to post there. There's a lot more to say, guys. Oh my God, there's a lot of Diddy stuff and just, oh, there's just so much, you know. But I'm going to get out of here for today. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love.